Well, I should have had sunglasses out here. So today's video, we're going to be trying to set up a area for the turkeys, and I don't know exactly how I want to do it yet, because I'm just assuming here that right now I have them in with the goats. So the turkey has obviously hatched if you watch one of the last videos, and they're doing pretty well so far. I haven't counted them today yet, but we did have a total of 9. We did lose one, probably just, you know, natural causes, whatever. So we should still have 8. Again, I didn't count them today, but she's doing very well taking care of them. And I put them in here because she was all over the place, and she's not gonna leave them, so she's not gonna fly out of the fence. She's been in here for about 4 days now, and with the goats in here too. I'm kind of doubting we will have any problems with predators. I don't know that, but I think it's gonna be a little bit better than her just running around, you know, freely away from everything. So what I want to do, and I'm not sure, like, that's what I was getting at, is the gobblers up there. I don't think I could put them all together, the gobblers, the hen, and her chicks, because I just, number one, the gobblers want to breed, so they're probably going to try and kill the chicks, or I don't know, but I don't want to take that risk. So since we've built the new chicken house up there, this is the old chicken house that we brought down. Now this obviously needs definitely some work, and it does have nest boxes and stuff in here. It needs completely cleaned out. I mean, it's a mess for sure. But ultimately, if I would pull this off the wall, there's plenty of roost space in here. I really wouldn't have to add anything as far as that goes. There's already a feeder in here as well. But what I want to do, since I have the tractor down here, I want to take this and I want to straighten it out and kind of push it up the hill here a little bit more. It is semi-level all the way up to about this tree, so if I can slide it and just kind of spin it and set it right here, then the old kennel that's up there in the goat pasture, the boys pasture, and that's the other thing we got to do. We got to fix that because they keep breaking that, and that's a disaster. But I want to take that kennel up there, bring it down here, attach some boards to the bottom, because ultimately, I mean, I will have to take off the netting on the top, because I'm gonna take that apart. That thing's a tank to try and lift in one piece. But anyway, I want to put it fast to the side of this, and that'll give, like, you know, a 10 by 10 run for the turkeys, and it'll also, you know, protect them from the top. Because in the past, I have had a lot of things get turkeys. We have a total of 3, and that's not including the chicks that we have now. And before that, we had a total of, I actually went and got some twice, and we had probably a total of 15 at one time. I don't know. They are hard to take care of, but again, in an instance like that where the hen's gonna take care of the chicks, and they should do a lot better off than me trying to take care of them. So I need to try and get this moved. Hopefully it's just a matter of pushing against it with the loader, and then we can move it. The other thing too, I have still have her mobile nest box sitting here, so this can be put away because I don't really foresee anything. We only have 1 turkey hen, and I don't see like chickens or anything needing it. So that gives you kind of a good look at what her nest looked like, which was right there. I moved the eggshells off of it. So we'll put that away. We got to cut a bigger hole in that, and because turkeys aren't going to really fit very well in through there. The hen would, which if we're just putting the hen and stuff in there, then it really wouldn't matter. That is actually pretty close to where I would like it to be. I could move it back just a little bit. I mean, it's going to be kind of in that tree, which really doesn't matter all that much. But that kennel up there is only like, I believe, a 10 by 10, or it might be 15 or 20. I'll have to measure it, but we have more than enough room, you know, to get it kind of down all the way down to the corner. So I may square it up just a tad more, kind of turn it that way. and it actually slid really easy. So the door will still open right there. This should work pretty well. I'm not gonna put it up on blocks or anything. I don't know if I even really need to put a ramp on there, but I do think I have to make that door bigger, so we'll frame something for that. And I don't know, eventually we may add in more fencing. I don't know, I guess it depends how many turkeys that we end up with. That could be the deciding factor. And she is very protective up there for sure. I can go near, but if Paige goes near, yeah, she's full on charging. Well, I think I have that pretty much where I want it. I kind of had an idea, and if it works, it's gonna save a ton of time. If it doesn't, it could make things worse. But I took the goat fence down here. I just laid it down because I have it stapled up to trees up there, and it's gonna be hard to remove that, which that would be the right way to do it. But I'm thinking if I back up here with the tractor, hook a chain to that, I could just drag the whole thing out. The problem there again is gonna be the fence. It's gonna try and catch this, so once I get close to it, I'm gonna have to lift it up. It's gonna be fun, I know that. And maybe what I'll do is I'll take the bucket in there instead and hook a chain to it and lift it up and then slide it down on the back, get it out over this, and then I can lift the back up. I don't know, but it'll save a lot of time instead of having to take that all apart, because there's a roof on that and everything. Well, here goes nothing. I guess we'll see what happens. It'd be nice if it would work. I think it will. I just have to, I gotta do it right. Gotta attach it right. I know that bottom rail is kind of a little rotten, so we definitely can't attach anything right there. That's junk. So I gotta be kind of over here, and I'm tripping over all this. But I think it might work. Well, it did exactly what I thought it was going to do and kind of bend that there. There's just too much weight. The rails aren't together. Too much stuff rotted. I'm going to have to take it apart. Unfortunately, the roof, I can probably maybe lift that whole thing off. I don't know how exactly that's fastened, but it might just be sitting up there. So, get some wrenches and take these brackets apart, take one panel down at a time, because ultimately if we break it and make it not usable, then it's kind of pointless, and then we gotta do something else. So do it the right way. So I got the front of the gate off. We still have the netting up the top. I'll probably just, you know, take that off of one side. But I did manage to get the roof off too. That was a lot easier than I was anticipating. So basically it's just a matter of getting the 4 brackets off the back. These panels will all separate. We'll drag them down. And as you can see, we do have some rotting with this stuff. And even because there was a roof on the back, it kind of rotted up here a little too. It's not as bad as the bottom, like some of that's completely missing, but we'll get I think those tarps are actually tied fast too, and then we'll be able to move it down there, probably attach some wood to the bottom, staple it fast, and then tie it into the building down there. We have had, I just seen the other day, we had a hawk try and get the turkeys, and Mom was doing really well at protecting them. But you never know when that time is gonna, you know, we're gonna run out of time and, you know, something will get them. So I really don't want to take that chance anymore. I'd rather have them inside. And, you know, as much as I love letting her roam, and I'm gonna let the door in so she could still roam. So I don't know, we'll see. This bracket might be a little harder to get off. So that was a little bit difficult to try and get in here. One thing I thought of, I don't know what to do. Part of me was thinking that, you know, in doing this, I would just move the whole kennel down and I would cut a hole in the back. But the more I'm thinking about it, if I take a board on the side up here and run it up along and 3-inch screws into this, there should be studs in the corner here. I don't really need the other side of it. Now, the only problem with that is, shouldn't even really say it's a problem. The gated end I do want down there, so if I do need access to anything in this area, and I think I'm gonna have to trim this tree. Actually, it's dead, so we can break that off. But it may narrow down there because I don't know. The width on this is probably not as wide as that. I don't know. I'm guessing that was a 10 by maybe 20, 10 by 14. I don't know, something like that. So I'll probably bring that other end down. I got to take it loose, put it on this side. And I think that's a good way to attach it instead of putting the other panel there when we really don't need it. So inside the old house here, I really should clean it out. But that stuff has been in here so long. It's so built up, probably hard by now. I really should clean it out, but I think we're gonna wait till we do all the rest of the cleaning. Some of this other stuff, this was like more than a budget-friendly build. 110%. This thing was built with just OSB plywood. Compared to the newest chicken house that we built, that thing was built a lot better, painted, everything. I mean, this was painted too, and for OSB, it held up pretty good, but you can obviously see, you know, it's swelled a lot from humidity, rain, all that. Anyway, we do have some roost bars in here currently. That one, I'm not 100% sure if it's gonna work. It may or may not, but this one here is pretty good. I'm gonna remove the nest boxes out of here, and I made a discovery that one of our chickens has been laying eggs. There's like 14 of them in there. So we just chased her out of here. I don't think she was going broody or anything, so she's gonna have to go up, you know, to the normal house and lay eggs, because personally, that's kind of where I want her to be anyhow. So my ultimate goal for this is, I don't really think I'm gonna need to put a door on this. I don't think, because ultimately we're gonna have netting across the top, and then I'm gonna put boards along the bottom, and I don't know, probably fill in with dirt and stuff. And I know predators can dig underneath, so we may put a door back on there. I'm not 100% sure, but ultimately this set of nest boxes is definitely going to come out for sure. All right, mother cluckers. Not you. Damn, in there. That's better. Not quite centered. A little far that way. Oh well. When in doubt, the big bar will help you out. Just like that. Well, that was not fun. These rails, basically the rotted portion down here, just wanted to catch everything. But this is kind of what it's where we're at. And then I can open the door and let the turkeys out. I do think, pretty certain, that that doorway is going to need to be bigger. So that's not going to be hard. So I'll probably just do that. Both sides are fastened. Basically just a board with 3-inch screws running into the stud. It does move because this part isn't, but you know, it shouldn't go anywhere. I should have probably just done like conduit clamps around that. I think it'll work anyway. And I got one side of the gate panel fastened with the brackets here. Got to do something with the bottom because it stretched out. So I got to just fasten that end and we're good. Then we need to fasten the top and probably put some boards along the bottom because, you know, clearly it's not going to hold anything in, or keep anything in, I should say, especially on this side. You can see right there's the rail. This whole thing is open. So yeah, I should probably put some boards. Well, everything should be stable now. I still need to put the wood on the bottom. This is a little lower than kind of what I would like it to be, but realistically I could put a board or something across if it really kind of starts brushing my head and gets annoying. But the only thing I really anticipate having to come in here for is mainly going to end up being water. I think I'm going to put their water out here and probably obviously the food inside. I did cut the door bigger. I don't think I really have to go wider, but height wise I think is what we're looking for. The other thing, I do think I'm gonna probably weed whack all that and make that look a little bit nicer. The other thing I started doing is I did start cleaning it out. I just think it's probably a good idea. Clean it out, get some fresh bedding in there, and you know, we're gonna probably compost some of this stuff and, you know, basically throw it on the garden, throw it in our fields next year. I think at this point I do still have some more wrap. I'm gonna throw some more, probably maybe 2 more rows on there, should top it off, and then we can throw the wood on the bottom, and at that point we can get some birds in here. If you guys missed it before, Mr. Ollie, which is the latest addition to the farm here, we named him. We were kind of going back and forth between different names, and he is full of energy all the time. He's full of energy. He runs around, jumps around. He's funny. So that's Ollie, if you missed that video. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. You don't have to. It's not something you're forced to do. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps the channel out, and I really appreciate it. So this is where we're at. Basically the cage and everything's done. I ended up having a roll of wire for like garden fencing, which is what I ended up using for the end here because I didn't have enough of this basically deer fencing. So fasten that, just left the roll hang over there. Majority of this is cleaned out and the door is bigger. So basically all I got to do yet is put the wood along the bottom. And at that point, I think we're pretty much done. Turkey is up there currently. So we're really close, but I'm going to resume this tomorrow. I got to feed all the animals yet. It's about 6:45, so I don't really want to be out here till dark. And Ollie is finally figuring out how to go down the ramp and climb on everything, so he's hilarious. Oh, you almost had it. He's crazy. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Well, day 2 or 3, whatever you want to call it. A bunch of these pallet boards that I have left over from when we did the produce stand. I think these are going to work pretty well for, you know, for instance, now this one is kind of a much bigger area. Doesn't start till, you know, we have that much gap. But basically what I'm thinking here is we can do something like that and staple it fast. And obviously this one's going to be up. We may have to double that one up. But places where the rail is completely gone, like over there and maybe up the front, maybe the whole way around, and this could work as our blocker too, so little tiny chicks can't squeeze through obviously the panels. I decided I wasn't going to go the whole way around with the boards. I probably should, because those turkey chicks right now, which they're up there, but I still think they could fit through the wire. They can fit through this wire, which is kind of oblong, but this is even more square, and I don't know, I feel like it's still feasible for them to go through there. So I basically did on this side just 2 boards, which is where the main tubing was broke, and then I filled in with dirt around because it doesn't actually sit level, and you can see it looking out through there. It kind of has a hump to it. I don't need it to sit level. I really don't care about that, but I think at this point the turkey pen is complete, and I just need to basically get a feeder in there and a water thing outside. So this looks a little bit different in here compared to what I am used to it looking like. No nest boxes in here, nothing. Basically, you know, everything's open for airflow. We open the back, and we got a roost bar and a second one up top. I don't know if they're going to use that one, but it's ready. Now I get to go put up back. We got to get those other panels out of there, and I also have to get the fence fixed, which is where the turkey wants to be now, of course. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to get her till later anyhow, because the chances of me catching her now are very slim. And the chicks are actually getting to the point where they can fly pretty well too. So we'll have to wait till it's dark, and then we'll move them in here. This little guy is a nutcase. It's crazy. He is funny. I'll just wait till dark. So a few changes have happened in here. Originally, all the boys had was basically just this platform here and a ramp coming up. Now we still have this with a long ramp going over to there, and a platform with a bunch of scrap pieces of plywood that I had on top of a skid. It's It's a shame for this nice oak plywood, but it sat outside. And anyway, we'll make use of it one way or another. It's just a bunch of skids thrown together. It's tack fast, screwed. We added supports because it is kind of leaning a little bit down. It was kind of sturdy without them, but I'd rather be safe. The other thing that I did is because the goats have destroyed the fence so bad over here, as you can see, I mean, it is annihilated. We've added two different style fences in here. So I took this kennel back that we had. It is kind of heavy, so I do kind of have to, you know, be a little mindful of that. But we're gonna tie it fast to this tree, tie it fast to the fence, tie it fast to that post. You know, it shouldn't flip over. They're gonna be pushing it that way more than anything. And then we have to put that fence up down there, kind of fix this leaning area here. And at that point, the boys can come back up here. If they behave, they will stay up here. I'm not holding my breath on that because they were escaping all the time. Well, the turkeys were right next to the house here. So I managed to get them in the door, got them in there. I no more than ran down here to shut the gate. And all they did was go right through the squares. So mom is still in there. She'll find her way out here shortly, I'm sure. So I'm gonna have to probably do something about that all the way around. Fence is back up. Two of the stakes, the T-post broke off from, you know, pulling them out, and then we can try to set it back up. I should have cut the T-post loose from the fence. Live and you learn. I do need to trim the path to get in here because, as you can see, it's starting to get overgrown. I got the panel all tied fast. I know this may look, you know, fully 110% rigged with everything, but none of this is permanent. Once we, you know, build our house and everything, all this stuff's gonna get moved anyway. So I gotta try and get this edge here kind of flipped back up and, you know, maybe put a staple or maybe another post or something. But that's done. Everything should be ready, should be good to go. Try and bring them up here and hope for the best. I do have to go down and do something with the turkey pen around the outside, the bottom, because all that's gonna do is the chicks are just gonna get out of there all the time and it's gonna make mom unhappy. So I will do that. We'll bring the goats up here and hope for the best. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Definitely helps us out. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.